Hi everyone, welcome to GCP Beginner Series Session 6. In today's session, today we are going to discuss about Google Cloud Storage classes. Let's jump into the session. In cloud storage, we have a concept called storage classes, and these storage classes are classified into different types. Let me see one by one. The first one is standard storage class, nearline storage class, cold line storage class, archive, and auto class. These are all the different storage classes that are available in the Google Cloud Storage. Let's see one by one what is standard, what is nearline, what is cold line, archive, and auto class. After this, we will come back to this graphical representation of storage cost, retrieval cost, latency, and SLA. So let's jump into this standard storage class. In standard storage class, data that is accessed more frequently means like every day we are accessing the data. That kind of data we can store in standard storage class. And also the data that is stored in standard class, we can call it as a hot data. Example for storing data in standard class is like we can create one online website and we can store in standard storage class where this particular website data will be accessed every day, every minute, and every second, like in a total year. So the data is accessed more frequently. This is the example. In nearline, what happens? The data which is accessed once in a month, that is 30 days. So if you are accessing the data once in a month, that kind of data we can store in nearline storage class. Generally, data stored in nearline, it is called as cold data. Example for nearline is like monthly backups that we will store in nearline storage class. What is cold line? If you are accessing the data once in a quarter, that is 90 days. Data that is accessed once in quarter, that kind of data we can store in cold line. So example for cold line is quarterly backups. Archival storage class. So data that is accessed once in a year, that is 365 days, that kind of data we can store in archival class. So example for archival class is old log files that we can store in archival class. So it is the user responsibility to select which kind of class and where we need to store the data based on the data frequency usage. If you are using more frequently, choose standard storage class. If you are accessing once in a month, choose nearline storage class. If you are accessing once in a 90 days, choose cold line. If you are accessing once in a year, choose archival based on your need and requirement. Now coming to storage cost. So if you are storing any data in standard storage class, Google will charge some amount of cost that is very high cost. If you are storing data in nearline, the storage cost is somewhat low. In cold line, it is very low. In archival storage class, it is very much lowest. So this is a sequence of order. And retrieval fees. If you are retrieving your data from the storage class like standard storage class, there are zero fee charged by the GCP cloud platform. It is almost nil, equals to zero. But if you are retrieving the data from nearline, Google will charge some amount of data. In code line, if you are retrieving your stored data, Google also will charge some amount of data for retrieving your data. In archival mode also, Google will charge some amount of uh, charge for accessing your data. So that's why this is a comparison like nil to yes and then yes and then yes based upon standard, nearline, cold line, and archival mode. While coming to availability of data, like this is kind of like SLA, service level agreement, that Google provides to us. If we are storing the data in standard storage class, Google says that 99.99% of data is available in multi-region and dual region. In a single region also, it is like 99.99%. So this is like high availability. If you are availing the data in nearline, it is 99.9995% in multi-region and dual regions and 99.9% in regions. It is somewhat less when compared to standard. In cold line, it is 99.95% in multi and dual region, 99.9% in regional level. Whereas in archival mode, it is like almost similar. So in standard, it is a kind of like high availability. So the availability slowly decreases from nearline, cold line, and archival mode. So this is the basic storage classes comparison. Okay, let's go back to previous one. Okay, see here, when coming to storage cost issue, like from auto class to archival, cold line, nearline, and standard, Google charges very high storage cost for standard storage. If you are storing the data in standard, the storage cost is high. It will be low in nearline, very low in cold line, and very low in archival. That's why the graph represents from low to high. This is about storage cost. When you are seeing about retrieval cost, when you are accessing the data, like retrieving the data from standard, it is very low. It is almost zero in standard. When coming to nearline, it is somewhat high. In cold line, it is much higher. In archival, it is much higher. So while coming to latency, the third parameter, the latency is very low in standard. When you go in sequence like standard to archive, the latency slowly increases. So this is from low to high comparison. SLA, like data is highly available in standard storage class, 99.99%, very high availability. And when you go to archival mode, availability, it slowly reduces. That is what the Google SLA that provides to us. So this comparison is only related to standard, nearline, cold line, and archival mode. So we have one more special storage class, that is auto class. Let me discuss this auto class as well. After this, we will jump into our demo session. This is a special storage class, that is auto class. So what is auto class? It is a feature which automatically transition our objects in your bucket to appropriate storage class based upon the frequency usage. Okay, and when we go for auto class means when you are not aware of the data frequency that you are going to use. So we are not aware when we are going to use the data, like whether we are going to use frequently once in a month, once in a quarter, or once in a year. When we are not aware of the data frequency, at that time we can opt this auto class. So what auto class will do means, suppose currently my data is in standard storage class. I am accessing the data normally every day, frequently in standard storage class. Suppose if I am not accessing the data very much frequently in standard, this auto class, what it will do, since I am not accessing frequently, it will change my standard storage class to nearline. That's what it will do. Suppose consider the second example. Suppose my storage class is nearline. I am accessing the data like once in a month. Okay. If I'm not, instead of once in a month, if I am accessing the data every day, then what auto class will do? It will shift the storage class from nearline to standard storage class. This is what auto class will do, this transition of objects from one storage class to another storage class, like standard to nearline and from nearline to standard. So if you see the diagram here, You can see here default storage class. It is showing it as managed with auto class. Means the storage classes that we are going to use here are standard and nearline. Means data transition happens like from standard to nearline, nearline to standard based upon the frequency usage of the data that we store in the buckets. This is what about auto class. Let's go and start our demo. Okay, let's go back to cloud storage. So this is a cloud storage. Currently, I am inside this particular project GCP-training. Here, I am inside cloud storage service. In cloud storage, I am under buckets. So let me go and create one bucket. So this is a place where I need to create a bucket. Just click on create. Okay, give one bucket name. Just I am giving my bucket 11 10, 20, 25. Okay, this is the bucket name. Once we give the bucket name, what we need to do? We need to choose a region where to store our data. Just click on this particular thing. So there are three options. We can store our data in multi-region, dual region, and a single region. So currently what I am going to do, I am going to save my data in a single region. So that's why I'm selecting this region. In this region, where I am going to, which region I am going to take, yes, I am going with US Central 1. So this is the region I am going to use. So this is the topic that we are going to discuss today. Choose how to store your data. If you click on this particular option, we have multiple options here. We have auto class here. We have standard. We have nearline, cold line, archival mode. Total 5 classes are there. If you see here standard, what it is showing as per Google recommendation, short-term storage and frequently accessed data. That's why it is called standard storage class. In nearline, what it is showing, data that is accessing once in a month. In cold line, what it is showing, data that is accessing once in a quarter, like 90 days. Archival mode, that is data that is getting accessed once in a year. So based upon the usage, we can select that particular thing. So now what I am going to do, I am going to use my objects like once in a month. That's why what I am going to select, I am going to select nearline storage class. And if you come down, I am going to create this particular bucket. Now see here, so this is my bucket name and this is the storage class. So currently which storage class I have selected? Nearline storage class. Now what I am going to do, I will upload one particular file here. Let me upload, go back here under downloads. I will just upload one file, this file. So this is called object. So I uploaded one object in the form of image. So one file successfully uploaded. So this is my object. So once object uploaded, just go to configuration tab. Just click on here. If you come here, you can see here default storage class. So what is the storage class that I have selected? It is showing it as nearline. So based upon our usage and frequency, we can select our respective storage class. So currently here it is nearline. Similarly, we can select standard, cold line and archival based upon the frequency usage of the data. Okay, this is how about the storage class. Let me show you about the auto class as well. Okay, to show the auto class, I am going to create one more bucket. I am going to give this bucket name as my bucket. Yes, I am going to use auto class because I am going to show the demo on auto class. Just select this bucket as auto class. Come down. So remaining things you know already. Just I am focusing on the how to store your data. Just click on this store your data and then click on auto class. In auto class we have two options. One is data transmission between standard and nearline. So if you select this auto class, it will the data transition will happen between standard class and nearline class. If you select this second option, what happens? Data transition happen between standard, nearline, as well as it also includes cold line and archival classes. So currently I'm not going to show this. So because I want to show only standard and nearline. Later I will show this option as well. So currently I have just focused on auto class. Let me show how it works. Just so after selecting auto class, just to create this particular bucket. So what happens? This is my bucket hyphen auto class. Just I'm going to upload one sample file, any one file. So we are using the same image for all our objects because it's somewhat comfortable. So this image object got uploaded. Okay, after this what happened? Just go and click the configuration tab here. Click here. If you come down, see here. If you see the default storage class, so here what it is showing managed with auto class because it includes two classes. One is standard storage class as well as nearline storage class. Based upon the usage, data shifts between standard to nearline and from nearline to standard. This is what auto class feature will helps us. So when we need to use auto class, when we are not sure about the data frequency usage at that time, we go for auto class. Okay, let's go back again. Let me create one more bucket to show the other auto class opt-in option. Okay, go back here. Just create one more bucket. I'm going to show auto class other option. Okay, just give this particular any one bucket name. That's fine. Don't worry about the bucket name. Just focus only on how to store your data. Just select this particular option. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select auto class. Along with auto class, I'm also going to select opt-in option. Both I'm going to select. This particular feature, what it will do, it will include standard, nearline, cold line, archival classes. All the four classes it will include for the respective object. Just come and create this particular bucket. Okay, as usual, just upload one sample file into this particular bucket. Just upload this image. Upload started. Successfully uploaded. So this is my image here 11.jpg. After that, go to the configuration tab here. If you come down, you can see here default storage class. We have option like managed with auto class, but this time what happened? Which classes it included means standard, nearline, cold line, archival means data shift happens from standard to nearline, nearline to cold line to archival. Reverse order also it can happen from archival to cold line to nearline, nearline to standard. It purely based upon the frequency and data usage. Accordingly, transition happens. This is what about auto class other option. Okay, let's come back. So once we are into this, we can edit this particular things also. Like currently, which option I have? I have this default storage classes managed with auto class. This option, if you don't want, then you can simply edit this one. whichever class you want, you can change accordingly. Means you are shifting from auto class to, suppose I want only standard. So what I can do, I can select standard, or I can select nearline, cold line, archival. Means from auto class, we can shift to any other class meanwhile. So if you're not comfortable with auto class, so currently what I'm going to do, I'm going to shift from auto class to some just archival mode, only one storage class. Just save it. Now you can see here default storage class, it is showing archival storage class. This is how we can shift from one storage class to another storage class. Okay. Let me show other important things as well. Okay, so I don't want all these buckets. Let me select all and let me delete all the buckets. Delete this particular bucket. Okay, that's all about storage classes for today. So hope you got the clear idea about standard, nearline, cold line, archival, and about auto class as well. So if you like the video, please subscribe my channel, like the channel, and share the channel. That's all for today. Thank you, everyone. Bye.